Welcome back to the FMSCOUT YouTube channel. If we're meeting for the first time, my name is Llama, and in this video, we're going to be having a look at some of the unplayable teams in FM22 that you could take charge of. So FM22 has been out for a few months now. Maybe you've been through a few saves and never really got invested in any of the clubs you took charge of. Maybe you're unsure who to manage next in your Football Manager adventures. Well, here's an idea you may not have considered. How about taking on the Dafuge challenge? And forgive me if I have mispronounced that, but here's the premise of the challenge. Rather than taking charge of one of the bottom division clubs at the start of the game, you holiday forward a season and instead take charge of one of the newly promoted sides to the bottom division in that country, effectively unlocking teams that were unplayable at the start of the game. It's a challenge that I've done several times in England, but you could do it in any country that is available in FM22. Now, the idea to make a video about this challenge came from one of the viewers on my own YouTube channel. In fact, one of my patrons. So we're saying a huge thank you to Darren Taylor, who you can follow over on Twitter for more FM22 news and save ideas. But without further ado, let's check out 3 of the clubs that are unplayable at the start of FM22 that might become available if you play forward a season. So let's start our tour of unplayable teams in England. The first thing you'd need to do is to load up a game and holiday forward to the 1st of June. Now, on that date, the league tables have not updated yet and the game hasn't played forward into the new season, but it's on the 1st of June that the teams that are going to be promoted to the bottom tier for the next season are determined. Once you've saved your game on the 1st of June, you then holiday forward until the new teams are available to take charge of. The exact date that you need to holiday to differs from country to country. In England, the magic date is the 25th of June 2022. Here you find me on the 24th of June and the league still hasn't updated. But if we holiday forward just one more day, then the teams from the unplayable 7th tier in England will get promoted to the 6th tier for you to take charge of. The clubs that you get will differ each time that you load back to the 1st of June and holiday forward to the 25th. Here we've got the opportunity to manage London clubs such as Kingstonian, who would have been unplayable had you started the game back in 2021. With so many teams in England's 7th tier, there are lots of challenges that you could take charge of. One of the more interesting ones might be to try and take on Manchester United by climbing through the English pyramid with FC United of Manchester, a club formed by Manchester United fans who were disgruntled with the ownership of the club. But perhaps a more topical challenge might be to take charge of North East side South Shields, currently managed in real life by former England international Kevin Phillips. This is a club that is on the doorstep of Premier League Newcastle United. Newcastle, of course, have just undergone a £1 billion takeover. Maybe you could try and rise through the English pyramid with local rivals South Shields until you eventually arrive in the Premier League and take on Newcastle United in the new North East derby. But there are other countries that you can perform a similar challenge with and try and holiday to make clubs from the unplayable leagues appear in game. But how about taking on the same challenge in Spain, where you could holiday through a season and take charge of one of the clubs from Spain's unplayable 5th tier that get promoted to the 4th division? One for the Romantics might be Recreativo Huelva, who are significant because they are Spain's oldest club, currently plying their trade in the 5th tier. As recently as 2009, they were in the top flight before relegation down to the Segunda and then to the 3rd tier. And because of worsening financial irregularities, last year they were demoted down to the 5th tier. After one season of holidaying, though, they may well bounce back into the 4th division, where your adventure could begin. They've got former greats that have played for them, like Arsenal legend Santi Cazorla, and if you were to take charge of Huelva, well, you'd have a stadium that holds almost 22,000 fans, and you'd have 10,000 season ticket holders, showing what a great club Huelva have the opportunity to become. Maybe you could take charge of them, guide them back through Spain's divisions until they reach La Liga again, before you go on and make them champions of Spain and maybe champions of Europe. Whereas Huelva in Spain offers you the opportunity to take charge of a historic club that have been in the top flight relatively recently, a completely different challenge awaits you at Africanos Bragança if you take on this challenge in Portugal. Currently in the 5th tier of Portugal, this amateur club, who were only formed in the year 2000, are from the northeastern city of Bragança, right on the border with Spain. The club have a stadium that holds just over 1,000 fans. But what makes this such a significant challenge is that rather than relying on Portuguese players, Africanos Bragança are a club that represents the Cape Verdean diaspora that live in Portugal. In fact, all of the players that would come through your youth intakes at this club would be from Cape Verde. You could try and take them from the 4th tier all the way to Liga NOS, where you could rub shoulders with the likes of Sporting, Benfica and Porto. With a squad comprising Cape Verdean players, you could even try and turn this into a club and nation challenge and take charge of the Cape Verde national team, trying to guide them to a World Cup or an AFCON title, at the same time as taking Africanos to the top flight in Portugal. Clearly, this would be one of the toughest adventures in FM22, but maybe the time is right in the Football Manager game cycle for you to take on such a challenge. So if you are seeking a more challenging FM22 save, what better way to achieve it than holidaying forward a year and taking charge of one of the clubs newly promoted to the bottom division in the country of your choice? Don't forget to subscribe to the FMSCOUT YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so that you are notified when new videos from FMSCOUT come available each day.